I'm going to call us to order. It is now a little tiny bit after 2. I apologize. This takes us to item number 120, which is docket number 25-09015, petition for reconsideration for Mr. James Bernal of Knox Transportation. Mr. Bernal, are you either in Las Vegas or online?
And there's no one in Las Vegas, Chairman, who's coming
Okay.
forward.
No, and I don't see, is Mr. Bernal online? Are you raising your hand, sir? And I just can't see you.
There's no one with their hand raised online.
Okay, thank you. All right, so he's, and I don't know who handles these. Is this you, Miss Babcock, or is it Miss Main?
No, that would be me.
Okay, go ahead.
He's a carrier that was out on a temporary discontinuance, which lapsed, and then we brought it forward with an order to show cause. And as a result, no one showed up. We did not hear from him. And then his certificate was revoked. And now
Okay.
he's trying to get reinstated, but has not shown up again.
Okay. Commissioners, what would we like to do with item number 120?
Mr. Chairman, in light of the fact that he failed to show up again, I would move that the petition for reconsideration be denied.
Okay,
Item 120.
I'll second that. I feel it's imperative that we talk to him about his situation. If he's not here, I don't see much we can do.
agreed. Okay. So we have a motion by Zoka, second by Teddy. Do we have any public comment on item number 120, petition for reconsideration?
No hands are raised online.
Okay, and there's no one in Las Vegas. I will close public comment, bring it back to the board. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. That takes us now, commissioners, to item number 121. This is Mr. Barry Whittle, docket number 25-10018. He's a Northern Nevada fellow. Let me make sure. Hold on just a second. Let me just make sure that he's not out.
I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to have to recuse myself from this particular item.
Yeah.
In light of the fact that I actually prosecuted this. So with that, I'll recuse from item 121. Thank you.
Yeah, let me just see if he's here, though. I want to give him a.
He's online.
Oh, he's online?
Yeah, I believe he's in California now. Mr. Whittle, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes, we
perfect.
can.
Perfect. Good. Okay. So, Mr. Whittle, you're asking for a petition for reconsideration. I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell us why.
Okay. There's several things about this situation that I was hoping to bring in front of the commissioners. One was being that I was the driver of one of the vehicles, and I'm no longer with the company, and I'm located in San Diego, and trying to find good work here. I found some temporary work, but it's like I became responsible somehow or another as an individual, as opposed to the company being responsible that received the citation. That's A. B is that I'm not a lawyer, so I don't really understand the laws that we violated, but I know if a California company comes into Nevada, picks up some customers, and then goes back to their final destination is California, is that require a CPU or CPCN
CPCN,
in
yeah.
Nevada? Because what we had received 2 citations. One was thrown out because it was shown in court that the vehicle was going back to California and not staying in Nevada. And this is where it was really unclear for us, is because we've called the NTA and asked them, well, now, if we pick somebody up in Nevada and we're going back to, say, the Hilton Hotel in California, is that allowable? And we were told it was. Now, is that true?
Okay, so, Mr. Whittle, first of all, that would be interstate, but I was the hearing officer on this, and I don't believe
Chairman, Administrative Attorney Oneat Wilburn, I was the administrative attorney for you on this hearing. The DAG on the hearing did withdraw the 706.386, and
Correct.
Mr. Whittle stipulated to the 758, which is the advertising.
right.
So we
right.
actually had a stipulated agreement based, and he was told very clearly what the 758 was, what the stipulation meant, all those things along the line. So he does not have a, I don't want to call it conviction. He does not have a charge of a 386. It's only for the 758. And he specifically said on the record, oh, if you're talking about the advertisement, yeah, we're in violation of that. So
Right.
I'm not really sure what we're here for.
Well, I wanted to address that, is that being as I'm not an attorney and I don't understand the confusing law, it's rather confusing to the, carriers. As you've seen, there's a lot of people who violate it. And we were very clear to the customer that we cannot pick up in Nevada and drop off in Nevada, that our ultimate destination has to be California. And
So I apologize.
can I continue or go ahead?
Let's go ahead, Mr. Whittle. The floor still is yours. Go ahead, sir.
Well, we established in court that they had broken the law on 4 occasions. I don't know if you have the paperwork for that, but several laws were broken by them because they falsified information. It was a competitive. It's one thing if the NTA sets up a sting operation. They're entitled to do that. They do it often, and that's what they're entitled to do because they're that type of, they're the NTA. But this was not set up by them. It was set up by a competitor of ours, which was Celebrity Transportation, Stephen Barnes, who I know you're familiar with, and they deliberately gave false information to the NTA in order to impound our vehicles and then give us these tickets. And that's why they threw this the 706.386 out. Now, all I said in court, I'm not trying to say anybody's saying anything wrong. All I said in court was, well, I did have signs on the side of the vehicle, but I didn't know what that violation is. I didn't understand. There was no discussion of how I had violated the law. There was no explanation of the law. And so what I'm saying is that first off, if there's a violation, why would I mention it to the commissioner at the time that I'm an older gentleman, I'm 73 years old. I wasn't going to be part of this operation for very much longer, and that this violation was awfully hard on me. And they went ahead and put it in my name. It probably should have been in Tahoe Express. It only makes sense, for one. And in addition, that we didn't violate a law when we were not going. I mean, they threw out the more serious offense because it was established that not only did they misinform the NTA about where we were taking them and ultimately going, and they also broke several laws. And the NTA didn't do anything wrong. they were just misinformed and by these people who were trying to put us out of business. That was their intention, is they knew we were a fairly young company, and we were very clear with them that we couldn't pick up in Nevada and drop off in Nevada. And they agreed to a 5.5-hour trip for $1,100 to California. And but it turned out it was just our competitors, as we didn't know they were our competitors even when we were, our vehicles were impounded and we were issued these tickets. We only found out later that this was celebrity transport limo, and so we were set up by a competitor who, by doing so, they broke at least 4 laws in the state of Nevada. I can read you the laws, and I can read you the what the
Chairman,
laws mean.
Complete your thoughts, Mr. Whittle, for me. Just go ahead, and you don't need to read us the laws. Go ahead, complete your thoughts.
Okay.
And give you about, I'm
Well,
gonna give you about 30
the
more
fact
seconds.
is that the fact is that if the one was thrown out, this should have been thrown out too. I did say, yeah, I have advertising on the side of my truck. There was no question about that.
Okay.
But that wasn't a plea of guilty. And the commissioner also said, I don't want to hear you plead guilty. And I said, okay, I wasn't pleading guilty. I just admitting that I had, a couple signs on the side of my truck that I was driving. And,
All right.
And the last thing I want to say is that if the commissioners deem that they're, can allow this to go forward as the way it is, when another company is trying to put its competitor out of business, which is highly illegal, through felonious statements, that if the commissioners want to go forward, I am have a very low income. I can't afford $500 a month that their normal payments are on. That's the last thing I want to say. And
Okay.
So it's really up to you folks.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Whittle. And so first, I'm going to say that I was the hearing officer on this, and I do recall this. And thank you, Ms. Wilburn, for the update. And I do recall that the 386 was dropped for different circumstances than what Mr. Whittle has outlined. But regardless, it was dropped. And by the way, the payment plan, there's a payment plan you can call on this and set up a payment plan and pay, $10 or $20 a month. And so, that's always a possibility for you too. But for me personally, and now I just see I see a whole room. I don't see the commissioners. And I know Mr. Zoka has recused himself, but sadly, Mr. Whittle, I'm not willing to support a reconsideration on this. I think that it was done properly. I do remember the facts of this case, and so I'm going to stand by that. Mr. Teddy.
Was that a motion, Chair, to deny?
Yeah, motion to deny.
I'll second it, Chair.
Okay. All right. Is there any other public comment on this item?
No other hands are raised online.
Close public comment, bring it back to the board. Motion by Hartung, second by Teddy. All those in favor, please, and that's a motion to deny, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, thank you, Mr. Whittle. So that takes us now to item, I think we can block 122 through 124, commissioners, these voluntary cancellation. Ms. Babcock.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay. Commissioners, if there's no questions, I'm looking for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve agenda item 122 through 124 as noticed on the agenda.
I'll second, Chair.
I have a motion by Zoka, second by Teddy. Is there any public comment on this item?
No hands are raised online.
Seeing no public comment, I'll bring it back to the board. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. That takes us to item number 125, which is a formal complaint. It's docket number 25-10020. Mr. Thomas Elgas. Mr. Elgas, are you present?
I am, sir.
And Chairman, Administrative Attorney Oneat Wilburn, I just wanted, since these are on so infrequently, I just wanted to remind the commission what we're here to do today based on the law. Today is
No.
not the date for the hearing. To date is the day for the commission to decide by looking at the investigative report if the gentleman, Mr. Elgas, is entitled to a hearing based on what the commission sees in the investigative report.
Yeah, agreed. And thank you for that. And let me just give some background here. So this occurred, the tow occurred on August 23rd, 2025. It was by Titan, CPCN 7257. They removed a Ford Fusion from the Arioso apartments, excuse me. The tow was initiated under a valid written property agreement authorizing Titan to remove those vehicles. It was removed for not having being parked in a handicap space and not having a handicap placard displayed. And so, Mr. Elgas, go ahead. I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes here to tell us about this, and then I'll finish us up.
I do want to say a couple of things real quick. Miss Wilburn
Yes.
and Mr. Scott, I mean, both of them, this happened during your data briefs, and both of them made me feel like, I mean, they were just really cool. I mean, she took the time to sit there and talk to me I knew she was busy though, but she took the time to talk to me for a minute. Mr. Scott took time to call me because I had called the governor's office because I have a heart condition. There's no way in the heck I could afford to lose that car. And I was in jeopardy of doing that. So I called the governor's office. They contacted you guys, Mr. Scott. I think less than 24 hours. I mean, he was back to me. So he was really professional. I disagree with some of his decisions, but he was still, just so you know, both those people did a good job with me. The other thing I want to tell you is that Pledge of Allegiance thing you did, how cool that was. We should do that more often. You don't see that happen. That was awesome. So I'll get into where I'm at. My understanding, and I would request the board at very least to have some kind of workshop on this. There is a, what do they call this? They call it you can get like a discount if you are a handicapped or something. It does, the law specifically states that, but it doesn't say the amount. And that discount is not the same as a cash discount. He's saying, oh, well, we gave him a 3% cash discount. So what? That has nothing to do with giving me the handicap discount or the disability discount, which I'm entitled to according to that law. The law doesn't say how much it is, but when you Google it, some of them, they come up at around 30%. I specifically asked for that. They denied me. And it's interesting to note that I'm saying that they didn't have signs up. I'm understanding that they're supposed to have signs up at the beginning. They're supposed to have signs up throughout the parking lot. None of that happened. That didn't happen until after the case. But the one thing that your investigator did find in my favor, if you will, was that they did not have the sign announcing the availability of this discount. And so therefore, for them to say, well, there's no discount, but yet we got found guilty for not having a sign up, I don't get it. There was a sign up. There should have been a sign up. You guys ruled on that issue saying that they needed to have the sign up. I requested it from day one. And the other thing I will ask or tell you right after this. So shortly after this happened, I got a call from Robert. He's the guy there. Pretty smart, kind of a jerk, to say the least. And he left me 2 voicemails. And my contention was, and I will show you this here. I don't know if you're able to see this on this camera. Well, it's kind of straightened up. But anyway, so this placard that I have here, when it's in the sun, I live all the way out by Blue Diamond and El Capitan. And so when this sits in the sun, what will happen is over a period of time, they get warped. They fall off, falls right down there. I've gone to DMV 3 times in the last about year and a half. I've got replacement one of these. When I picked up my car, I made a video and I recorded the gentleman getting out of that car. And I said to him specifically, what do you see in the car? He said, I said, what do you see? He says, I see the sign. He said, I see a handicap placard sitting right there. I said, what else do you see? I had another one in the door. You couldn't really see that. You'd have to look. But this you could see was on the floor. And so what I'm saying is the government has certain responsibility when they take people's stuff. That the United States says you can't just come and take somebody's stuff and have them pay you ransom to get it back. There's certain laws that have to be in effect. And when they don't follow those rules, then that tow is illegal. And that's it. As far as I'm concerned, as
Okay.
far as I'm concerned, that's what I
Okay.
think.
All right, Mr. Elgas, let's
That's
just
where we're
break
at.
this down. There's a couple of things here. First of all, the MTA, we're not in charge of certain things, specifically the things that are accredited and are pursuant to chapter NRS 116. Pardon me. And so homeowners associations, they fall under that chapter of 116. Now it would seem to me that your beef is more with the homeowners association. And is the MTA, Mr. Elgas, I didn't talk over you, sir, and I'm going to ask that you don't
Stop
speak
while I
over.
was on, sir. You did stop me while I
Please
was.
don't speak over me, sir.
All right.
Thank you. I'm just going to ask that you don't speak over me. And I didn't speak over you. I gave you an opportunity to speak and I did not speak over you, not one time, whether I agreed with you or not. Now, the provisions, the statutory analysis is NRS 482.384 is a special temporary parking placard must be displayed in the vehicle when the vehicle is parked by hanging or attaching the placard to the rear view mirror. That's NRS. We don't have any control over that, sir. Then there's another provision, 484B.467 sub 5. A person shall not park in a space designated for persons who are handicapped unless the person is eligible to do so and the vehicle displays a valid plate, placard, sticker, or pursuant to 482.384. And that's sub 14. So hold on, sir. Hold on. So when our enforcement officers went out and they looked at the tow, the complaint, and they looked at the tow and all the information associated with that, they have photographs and etc. that your vehicle did not have that placard displayed. In fact, I reviewed personally, and I'm not going to speak to other commissioners, I reviewed that you had an air freshener hanging from the rearview mirror, not the placard. So the other piece of this where you're asking for a discount, and there is a provision, and you are correct, it's NRS 706.4477 sub 7. An operator shall consider charging a rate which is lower than the rate set forth in the otherwise applicable schedule or tariff of the cost of the removal of the storage of the motor vehicle. So but the point here is that there's no place that says, oh yeah, it's 30% or 2%. So from my perspective, and I'm sensitive to this, and I understand where you're coming from, but from what we are charged with is investigating if the tow was a legal tow and they were compliant with all the statutory requirements. And so based on what I saw, based on the investigative findings and statutory requirements, enforcement concluded that Titan Towing acted lawfully within its certificated authority under NRS 706. The absence of a visible handicap placard at the time of the tow rendered the vehicle ineligible for handicap parking privilege under NRS 484B.467 sub 5. The tow was properly conducted in accordance with NRS 706.4477. Therefore, we have no statutory basis to review this administratively, and what it becomes now for you, and I'm sensitive to this, and I appreciate this, but it becomes a civil matter for you, and the dispute is under Chapter 116, NRS 116.
I'm in the process of Let me ask you this if I can. Let me
Go
just
ahead,
ask you.
sir. The floor
So,
is yours. again.
During their investigation, if you look at their records, specifically the tow driver's records, he says that at 12:55, he had an odometer reading of 56,105. Now, I say this tow is predatory, but that's what he says. That this should have been discovered during the investigation. So I just want to say, so that happened. So now at 1 a.m., when he arrived at the scene, his odometer 5 minutes later is still the same. Can you tell me how did his odometer stay the same over here? And he was only 5 minutes, coincidentally 5 minutes away, and his odometer stayed the same. Not only that, sir, but if you look at the pictures that they took of this, that's not even the address they pulled it from. The address that they got on there is not even where they pulled it from. So all of that's wrong. There's no signs. I didn't get the thing, and I think you guys have jurisdiction over that. I understand if you guys are going to waive it. I get it. I have filed a lawsuit. We go to court in January, but just for your record, their tow records show you guys that they towed that car and his mileage was the same when he drove 5 minutes from one place to another, and he towed it from a different direction, and all of that's wrong. And so therefore the tow can't stand. The government has to have rules to, pull stuff and keep stuff that they should be made to go with it too. And that's all I'll say.
Close it now. Commissioners, any questions?
I don't have anything, Chair.
I
Commissioner
appreciate,
Zoka?
I appreciate it.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I was just taking note of something. So I have no questions on this, Mr. Chairman, but I'm ready to deliberate.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, so when I look at the standard as to when this has to go to a hearing on it beyond the process that the complaint was already afforded, the regulation talks about a probable cause standard. And the probable cause says sufficient facts and circumstances to justify a reasonable belief that a violation has been committed. And the problem here we have is as the discount has been applied historically, that has been left to the discretion of the tow operator. And relative to the issue of the placard, by the complainant's own admission, it was missing from the windshield. And under our regulations, we have not turned tow operators into private investigators. I mean, even if they found the tow placard after the fact at their tow yard, at the time of the tow, it was not displayed by the complainant's own admission. So based on that, I don't think we should open up a further hearing into this matter. I think this should be the end of the road as far as this particular complaint.
And Chairman, just
Yes,
for
ma'am.
clarification, so if the commission decides it should not go forward, it's a motion for a dismissal. That's what it's called under the regulations. A
Okay.
dismissal, formal written complaint.
Okay,
It'll be resolved as you guys found it. It'll be
Mr.
decided that way.
Hold on, they haven't made a decision yet.
Oh.
I was just telling him what the regulations. Just give him.
Okay.
I was just.
again, Mr. Elgas, just give us a second here. Thank you.
So those are my thoughts, Mr. Chairman, and I don't know what anything else that you would have to add in that regard. Thank you.
Mr. Teddy?
I mean, based on my review, I mean, I've spent numerous years doing these myself on the enforcement side, and I don't see any issues related to the investigative report. There may be some other issues that were raised by Mr. Elgas, but those are outside of our purview.
Agreed. And again, I go back to the statutory requirement of display of the placard under NRS 482.384 sub 14 and NRS 484B.467 sub 5. And so that's what we have to, in my opinion, that's what we have to hinge this on, and that's what it all has to revolve around. I'm looking for a motion, commissioners.
Motion.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we dismiss the complaint relative to this particular tow.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it, Chair.
Okay, I have a motion by Zoka, second by Teddy. We have asked for public comment, but I'll ask for it again. Is there anyone in the public in the chat room wishing to speak at this time?
No hands are raised online.
Close public comment, bring it back to the board. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. Okay, commissioners, that takes us, thank you, Mr. Elgas.
Appreciate you guys.
Um, Thank you. That takes us now, commissioners, to item number 126, docket number 25-10008. The request for Universal Limousine Services. It's a petition for logo approval. Ms. Babcock.
Yes, this is for Universal Limousine and the logo meets the requirements for size and staff supports.
Commissioners, any questions of staff?
None from me, Chair.
None for me, Chair.
Is there any public comment on item number 126?
No hands are raised online.
Close public comment, bring it back to the board, looking for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve agenda item 126, docket number 25-1008.
I'll second that, Chair.
One more zero,
Sorry. Let me do that again.
3 zeros.
Agenda item 125, docket number 25-10008.
Got it. Perfect. And we do have a second.
Yes.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. That takes us now to storage lot designation requests. Item number 127, docket number 25-09020. Ms. Babcock.
Yes, this is a insurance company asking to have a designated storage lot. It just needs approval to do so, and then they get posted on our website.
Okay, perfect. Commissioners, any question of staff? Questions?
None from me, Chair.
Mr. Zoka, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
None for me, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Okay, thank you. Do we have any public comment on this item?
No hands are raised online.
Close public comment, bring it back to the board. I'm looking for a motion for item number 127.
I'll motion for approval of item number 127, Chair.
Second.
I have a motion by Teddy, second by Zoka. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Okay.
Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
just want to put on the record that the forms are being changed to have the proper commissioner names.
I saw.
Okay. Very good. Thank you so much. Okay, this takes us now to applications for driver permits. And what I'm going to do this a little bit differently than we've done in the past. Our driver permits in this section of agenda are items, it starts at item 128 and goes through item 140. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to go through the list of respondents to see who's present, because sometimes in the past people have said that, oh, I didn't know, I wasn't aware, etc. So what I'd like to do at this time is just sort of do a name check and see who we have available, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to start with Mr. Jason Bigelow. Are you available?
No one in Las Vegas.
Okay. How about Mr. Harold Alexis?
You
I have a hand raised online. Brittany Street, your hand.
Brittany Street is raising her hand for Bigelow.
Oh, Mr. Bigelow is online.
Miss Street is raising her hand for Mr. Bigelow.
Okay, Miss Street is okay. Okay. Mr. Alexis, Harold Alexis. Okay. How about Mr. Isaac Jocelyn? Okay. How about Mr. Donnell Jenkins?
Right here.
Okay, he's in Reno with me. How about Miss Janae Hinkie? Okay. How about Mr. Wyatt Denninger? Okay. How about Mr. Carlos R. Martinez Corona? Okay. That takes us to Mr. Thomas Rooney.
Yeah.
He's here in Reno with me. How about Mr. Kier Glover? Kier Glover. Okay. Mr. Jeffrey Maurer. Okay. Mr. Warren Bazelin. Okay. Mr. Arthur Castaneda. Okay. Mr. Jacob Lunsford. Okay, he's here in Reno with me. Okay, so commissioners, by my reckoning, and Ms. Street, do you have Mr. Bigelow there?
I do not have Mr. Bigelow here. He is for Capital Cab in Carson City. He is supposed to be dialing in. He dialed in prior to the lunch recess, so I'm trying to get him back on the line, but he should be dialing in.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip over him. And then commissioners, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the people that we know we have, and then we'll go back. If you'll indulge me on this, then we'll go back to the people that are not present, and we'll see if they're present, and then we'll just go from there. Does that sound satisfactory to you?
Works for me, Chair.
Yes, Chairman.
Chairman, Administrative Attorney O'Neill Wilburn, just a couple things. It looks like someone just did dial in with a phone number, so that might be Mr. Bigelow
Mr.
online.
Bigelow?
Also,
I'm sorry, go ahead,
Sorry.
Ms. Wilburn, I apologize.
no, go ahead.
No, you were about to say also, I'm sorry, I cut you off and I didn't mean to.
Also, I know we have this. I know the commission has, they like to hear from drivers, especially if they've been put on here, because they've been put on the agenda for a reason. They can't just be automatically approved. You can take a block vote of the ones who are not here to deny applications if you want. That's acceptable.
Okay. Okay, all right.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, I'm sorry to interrupt. This is Brittany Street again with Reno Sparks Cab. I have Carlos Martinez Corona. He is also supposed to be calling in and dialing, and I just spoke with him on the phone. He is for Reno Cab.
Okay, perfect. And that's okay. We'll get to him in just a moment. How about
Okay.
Mr. Bigelow? Is he here yet?
If he is online, I'm not sure if he knows to dial *6 to unmute himself. So I'd like that to be spoken. So if he can hear us now, he needs to
Sure.
dial *6
Yes.
to unmute.
Mr. Bigelow, hit *6, please, if you are online. Okay, well, I tell you what, we'll come back. We'll come back to that. This is, let's just keep moving forward. So, Mr. Donnell Jenkins,
Yes.
come on up here, sir. So that takes us to item number 131, permit number T45. Let me just get everything organized here. Welcome, Mr. Jenkins.
Thank you.
So commissioners, I'm gonna read this motion and, and so that, let me make sure that you understand this, sir, okay? You may request the matter to be heard at a closed meeting pursuant to NRS 241.030, which allows public bodies to consider the character, alleged misconduct, competence, or health of a person in a non-public setting. So in other words, by 241.030, we can close the meeting and we'll ask everyone to leave, and then we can talk about your report that way, or we can leave it open. Your decision, sir.
I have nothing to hide.
Okay, very good. I just wanted to make sure that you had that. Okay, so,
Chair.
Mr. Jenkins,
Chair,
I'm sorry?
if I, just briefly, I was informed by staff earlier that if we do go into a closed session, some people may get kicked out of the meeting and they're going to have to
Well-
come back in. So if we could just make
we'll-
that, we close.
yeah, we'll talk about that when we go
Fine.
into a closed session. Yeah, thank you. And we'll have Mr. King outline that. I was prepared for that.
Thank you.
But, so, I'm going to open up item number 131 for Mr. Donnell Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, welcome.
Thank you.
And so we've gone through your report. Tell us about what's going on here, sir.
First of all, I don't wish to offend anyone, but I'm assuming you're talking about a case from 1993 in San Francisco.
Okay.
And the reason why I believe this is because it keeps coming up no matter where I'm at. I was forced to take that matter to trial, and I mean forced because I'm totally innocent. And I took it to jury trial and was found not guilty.
Okay. Commissioners? Questions for Mr. Jenkins?
I don't know if, my fellow commissioner. Mr. Jenkins, you have a 1993 arrest for, certain conduct with a minor. Was that was dismissed, correct?
What did he say?
It was,
In 1993, it appears you were arrested for certain conduct with a minor. Is that correct, sir?
With a minor? I've never been arrested for anything with a minor.
Give me a second here.
Mr.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Jenkins, we're looking at the 93 case. It looks like I'm just reading what I have here. It says, oral copulation with person under 14 years and false imprisonment. Is that this case you're talking about?
That's a misrepresentation of the case. I can tell you the case if you'd like to hear it.
It does look like it was dismissed. You are correct.
It was
Yes, yeah, I was found not guilty in a
Yeah.
jury trial,
Yeah.
and it was not with a person under 14 years old. I've never touched a minor. What actually happened is, that's why I said I don't wish to offend anyone, but that I was locked up. I was in the court holding Saint, and that's when I found out that my crimey was gay. He forced a homosexual to give him oral copulation right there in the holding tank. And because that was my crimey, I also got charged with everything he get charged with and was locked up in administrative segregation for over a year fighting that case. I took it to jury trial and was found not guilty because I am completely innocent.
It was dismissed.
And
You're
I do
okay.
see that. I do see that on the motion of the
Yeah.
prosecutor. They
It-
asked to dismiss the case.
It
yes.
was dismissed. Yeah, that one was dismissed. Commissioners?
So Mr. Jenkins,
Yes, sir.
I think the other thing that would come up is, you served some prison time,
Absolutely.
looked like eight years, and then maybe like another 2 years.
Yeah, I just got through doing 16 straight, sir, before I came out to Nevada.
When were you released?
I was released in 2022. I expired my parole in 2023, and I've been out here ever since.
So you're completely off paper, no conditions, no nothing, you're back to normal life then?
Yes, sir. I've been home for almost 4 years now.
Okay. Really have any questions?
When was your
Commissioner?
most recent arrest, Mr. Jenkins?
I didn't hear your question.
What was your most recent arrest?
When was your most recent arrest?
The most recent arrest was in 2008, I believe.
Like a parole violation?
No, sir. I was asked someone asked me to give them a ride. I just didn't know they were getting ready to commit a crime.
Oh, gotcha. What's this, 2012?
That's when I was finally sentenced.
Okay, okay,
I was in the county jail the whole time.
gotcha. Sorry, unfortunately, we're just looking at fingerprints and sometimes the entries get a little, odd and jumbled up.
That's fine. Like I said, I have nothing to hide.
I appreciate it.
Who is your current employer, Mr. Jenkins?
It's like it's Reno Ride.
Right.
He's wearing a Reno Ride hat.
Yeah, yes, I've been driving for Reno Rides for about 9 months now.
He took it off out of respect and had laid it on the table. But it looks like he's working for Reno Ride. So I know we don't have to make a motion to approve, but commissioners, I'm willing to give Mr. Jenkins an opportunity. I think he's paid his debt, and I see no reason why he can't work in this industry.
I share that same sentiment, Chair. You know, I applaud the fact that he's been out for the years that he's been out and he's completed everything that he's needed to successfully, so
Yep.
I would.
Same for me, Mr. Same for me.
Okay, so I know we don't need to do this, but we're gonna do it anyways because I think it's important just as a show of respect. And that is, I'm gonna make a motion to approve Mr. Jenkins' driver's permit.
I'll
Thank
second that, Chair.
I have a motion by Hartung, second by Teddy. Is there any public comment on this item?
No hands are raised online.
Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
I,
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Appreciate you.
All right. I'd like to see you again, just not this way.
It's not in this way.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. That takes us to, let's go back to Mr. Bigelow. Mr. Bigelow, are you online yet? All right, let's move forward. The next one that I have is Mr. Thomas Rooney, and he's here in Reno also. That's item number 135, commissioners.
Well.
So, Mr. Rooney, I'm gonna give you the same option. You may request that this matter be heard in a closed meeting pursuant to NRS 241.030, which allows public bodies to consider the character, alleged misconduct, competence, or health of a person in a non-public setting. Would you like a closed meeting?
No,
Okay. Okay, Mr. Rooney has declined a closed session. Go ahead, Mr. Rooney.
I believe the only reason why I've been called in here was the December 25th, 1981 case in Honolulu, Hawaii.
What it looks like.
I was in the Marine Corps. I got an honorable discharge from the Marine Corps. And it's never really came up until about now. I was granted a state license to be a barber in Pennsylvania, granted a state license to be a barber in Nevada. Before those careers, I worked in the Gaming Commission. Embarrassing, you know, it was a youthful mistake. It was a serious mistake, but the case was dismissed. There was unfortunately, there was a prostitute involved, and myself and 2 other Marines.
Okay. I see some other stuff, some gaming stuff, but it's fairly old in the 90s.
Yeah, this case in particular, obviously, is 41 years ago.
Are you a registered sex offender, sir?
I'm not a registered sex offender.
Commissioners, questions?
One quick question, Mr. Rooney, I remember reading about your case in a gaming law book. Was that you or somebody else?
That was me.
Okay. I remember in law school reading about it, so. All right. Mr. Chairman, I'm willing to vote in favor of approval if you want to have a motion, or if not, you can just pass through. Thank you so much.
I think it's important. Let's do the motions. That's, these gentlemen have taken the time to show up and discuss this with us. And so, no, while I recognize that a motion is not necessary, I prefer it. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, that we approve agenda item 135, permit number T71 for Mr. Rooney.
And I'll second that, Chair.
I have a motion by Zoka, second by Teddy. Is there any public comment on item number 135, permit number T71?
No hands are raised online.
Close public comment, bring it back to the board. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. A few, thank you. I'm approved. I go back.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir, you're done.
Good, thank you.
You're good. Okay. That takes us now, the only other person that I have right now, we'll just keep moving forward because Mr. Bigelow, we had to step over is.
I'm here.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Bigelow. We're gonna come back to you now. That is permit number, it's item number 140, permit number T107. Mr. Jacob Lunsford, is that you, sir? Come on up, have a seat. Mr. Lunsford, so you may request the matter be heard in a closed meeting pursuant to NRS 241.030, which allows public bodies to consider the character, alleged misconduct, competence, or health of a person in a non-public setting. Would you like to have a closed session?
No.
Okay. All right, he has declined a closed session. So that takes us, let me get,
Chairman, is this when you had to recuse yourself from or no?
no, that was last time. No, I don't know Mr. Lunsford.
Sorry,
Okay.
I thought. It's the same one.
No, that was Mr. Atkinson.
Gotcha.
You asked for the proof last time.
Oh, you know what? Let me have Austin send this to you guys because he brought in,
Oh, is this the one where he needed to show us the disposition?
yes, yeah, let me get Austin to send this to you guys. Hold on. Hey, Austin? Will you do me a favor? Will you get this sent down to, will you get this sent down to Vegas?
Yeah, Chairman, can you just tell us what it says?
Hold on. Okay, yeah, all right, I just, fixing the terms therein. And it is guilty of the crime of concealed explosives.
Chairman, I
Right.
apologize. Did Mr. Lunsford want a closed session?
No, he did not.
Yeah, because you remember I had there was a bunch of stuff on my background check that I was never charged of. And then you wanted the proof to see what I was actually charged of. And that's saying that I'm on diversion and that one charge is going to be dropped.
I don't know what I'm reading here. It says the defendant is guilty of a crime to carry a concealed explosive pneumatic gun.
That's the only charge that I have.
He says that's the only charge that he has.
And then that I'm on diversion probation for it and it gets dropped once I'm done with that. And I'm already discharged for it. It just hasn't gone through the discharge.
Okay. Yeah, so he's on parole. He shall be monitored by the Division of Probation and Parole, and he's on probation. It's the
Chairman, if
division.
Austin wants to get this down to us, we can skip Mr. Lunsford for a second and go to Mr. Bigelow, and then we can look at the
Let's
documentation.
do that. I want you guys to look at this because I don't know what I'm looking at with these orders. Because it says admitting defendant to diversion, which means to me that diversion, it means that he's on probation. It's a form of alternative sentencing, it looks like.
So
Well,
diversion
diversion-
is,
Chairman, Administrative Attorney O'Neill Wilburn, a lot of
Well,
times what it means is if he completes the requirements,
Yes,
that the will either be reduced or dismissed. That's what diversion is. So
okay.
So it's gonna be dismissed.
Yeah, so it's a form of alternative sentencing is what. Yeah, okay. Let me let Austin get this to you. Who do you want it to send to, Jace?
You can email it to me and I have my
Okay,
email.
perfect, perfect. Hey, Craig, will you send this, both of these to me?
The court record, it's not a criminal record, so.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to Mr. Bigelow while he sends that to you. Mr. Lunsford, give us just a second and we'll come back. Okay, let's go back to Mr. Bigelow. Mr. Bigelow, are you still online with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. That's item number 128, Commissioners. Permit number 4658. Mr. Bigelow, you may request that your matter be heard in a closed meeting pursuant to NRS 241.030, which allows public bodies to consider the character, alleged misconduct, competence, or health of a person in a non-public setting. Do you want to close the meeting?
Doesn't matter. I'm not even sure which one it's about.
Mr. Bigelow, we need a yes or a no.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have to ask you to step out. Okay, so let me give us a motion here, Commissioners. I'm looking for a motion to hold a closed meeting to consider the character, misconduct, competence, or health of a person pursuant to NRS 241.030 for Mr. Jason Bigelow.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that, Chair.
Okay, all in favor?
And the hearing will be closed.
Okay. So motion carries unanimously to do a closed hearing. Mr. King and people that are online, you may get bounced out, but come back. Mr. King?
Yes, so a
Did
certain
you-
thing, a certain thing with Teams makes it so that we cannot assign everybody to a private room. Some are unassignable. So we have to kick those members out of the call for the time being. They should request to rejoin and then we'll let them back in when we're back in open session.
How will they know that we're back in open session?
Once we let them back in.
Okay,
The room isn't clear.
We can
Okay.
proceed, Mr. Chairman.
okay. And my room is clear also. So